Join me on Terror Machine. This is your monthly March love and general reading for the sign of Libra. So let me go ahead and get these cards started. This could be for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. And if it video don't relate, go ahead and check out the other videos that you could feel that fall in your natal chart, and you may get a message from there. So let me go ahead and start this reading. The decks I'll be using is the Tarot of Dreams and the Leviathan Tarot. So let me go ahead and get this reading going and started for Libra. Okay. Okay. The Three of Swords. Okay. Let's start with the relationship thing first. Libra, you see this in somebody you talking to, or somebody see this in you, um, or you could have went through this. Either the person you're trying to talk to, has been in a relationship they've been cheated on, or the person comes off like they're a heartbreaker. They rope people in for the emotions, then kind of, leave the emotions dry later, or you could have just got out of a relationship that was involved with cheating or third party or something. Libra, they doing this to you, you're doing it to them. If it's a job thing, it's just saying if you at a current job, you're not getting a fair shake at the job. That's all it is. You may not be getting all what you're putting into the job. So it's leaving you with a feeling that the people is being shady at the job, or they backstabbing you or something. If you're going for a new job, what it's saying is you're just not finding something that you could work with, and you feel like the people that you're applying for is coming with something else. But when the cards come out, the story will come out. So let me just keep this moving. Yeah, the King of Swords and the reverse. So let's start with the job thing first. If you're going for a new job, it's just saying that you may be getting this feeling like when you're not getting, you feel like these people are going to be one-sided or whatever when you go and apply for a job, or try to get them as new employers. What it's saying is they're giving you information, or you getting information of them that's leaving you in a fog. You can't think right about either taking the job or what they're trying to offer or whatever they have on the table to try to get you to go with their company. If you currently at another job, it's just that the work environment is causing a lot of confusion for you. You know what I'm saying? It's causing a lot of confusion of what you have to do with the job. So it's making you feel like that you're being shaded on, or whoever's coming with some stuff at your job is coming with a bunch of lies. If it's a a relationship thing, Libra, you're coming off like this, or they coming off like this with them because of an old situation with say you got out of a relationship of cheating. You're not trying to really focus on what somebody else is bringing. Plus, you ain't at that state now to be sitting up here analyzing what somebody new is bringing to the table, or if they bringing you something, either it's a lie or it's not being told all the way. You may be doing this, Virgo, to some, I mean, not Virgo, Libra, you may be doing this to somebody. Libra, they doing this to you. Ooh, the Palace of Swords. Okay. Let's start with the relationship thing first. Either Libra, you doing this to somebody, or somebody's doing this to you. Whatever that they're bringing up, or you're trying to figure out their past relationships, or figure out what hurted them in the past to make them go and move on to something else. They shutting it down, or they're throwing they making the story too. I'm hearing they making it too one-sided, like they didn't have no input in it, or they're just totally lying about the whole situation. It ain't the way that the person is telling you. You know what I'm saying? Either Libra, you doing this to somebody, somebody's doing this to you, and it's causing you not to really, you can't really finger or put your head around it of what they're telling you. If it's a job thing, it's just showing me that if you currently with a current job now, it is that it is mentally, they mentally messing with you. That's what I'm hearing. They mentally messing with you somehow. I don't know why. I'm gonna get the more cards out, but I don't know why. But they're throwing out all this misinformation on confusing people to what to for what goal. I'm not understanding. You know what I'm saying? But they putting a lot of confusion in the workspace. And if you're currently going to another job, it's just saying the information you getting, you can't about these new jobs, you can't wrap your head around it. It's just it's something about them you mentally cannot connect with what is being brought with from a new employer. Yeah, the ace of wands in the upright. Let's start with the job thing first. If you're going for another job, what it's saying is because you may be dealing with multiple, I want to say multiple offers or multiple jobs you want to go for, you just going to keep it moving because you're getting a bunch of misinformation from the first person you're going for, and you really don't want them. I'm hearing it. You really don't want them because of all this information. If they're going to lie out the box, that you couldn't imagine what would happen if you really got in the door with them. That's what I'm hearing. If you're currently at a job, what it is you could be pondering about at a current job leaving the people because of all this unfair things and these lies that's going around the office. You ready to just go and leave them. You ready to leave them. You really need to put some effort in and research and do some more information of what is out there to do either a job transfer or to find something new in the same profession that you're doing. If this is a relationship, Libra, you're doing this to them, you're doing this, they're doing it to you because all this stuff is hidden on the table and got you all in a super fog and you don't know if it's true or not or whatever. You ready to move away from whoever you're talking to. Libra, they're going to do this to you. You're going to do this to them. You ready to take action towards another direction or another person to be in a one-on-one relationship with. The Nine of Wands in the upright. So let's do this. Let's start with the job first. If you're currently on a job and you're trying to decide to make a move and you really, I'm really feeling you're going to make a move, you're sitting back and writing everything down of what you want from a job, the next employer, what you want from a job, what is your pros and cons, and what job titles you would do and not do. That's why I'm hearing you reanalyzing what you have to spring it on somebody else. If you are going for a new job or whatever, you're doing the same thing. You're trying to find something that links up better, that has a job that has more action to it, and it links up with the qualities that you have. If it's a relationship thing, Libra, you're doing this or this other person is doing this. You may be sitting back analyzing what is being brought to you and figuring out, what's being brought to you is dicey stuff. But you trying to analyze how you was feeling about this. You know what I'm saying? Or you talk to this one person, you're going to dump them and sit back and think about, well, I'm going to talk to another person, but I'm going to make sure they have A, B, and C qualities. You know what I'm saying? They could be doing this to you, Libra. Libra, you're doing it to them. Wow. 5 of Pentacles in the upright. Let's start with the relationship thing first. If you are a person that just left a relationship, the person was cold. The person was really cold and was leaving you kind of isolated. I don't know if it was isolated of bringing new stuff to the relationship or willing to work with you on some stuff in a relationship, or try to work out an issue about a third party in a relationship, but they left you out. They kind of shut it down. If you was asking for information about it, they shut it down. If you're talking to somebody that just left a relationship that had cheating involved, they're shutting it down. It left them numb. It left them cold. They left them to a point they don't want to talk about it. So it's almost like you poking at an issue that has a closed door on it. That's what I'm hearing. You know, they could be doing this to you, Libra. Libra, you doing it to them. If it's a job thing, it's definitely saying that if you're on a current job, you're not getting what you want out of it. It's keeping you broke. I don't know why. The job is keeping you broke, basically. You go to work every day and you're not moving ahead on it. You're not winning on it. That's what I'm hearing. You're not winning on it, so you have to kind of sit back and see where's the new money at. Because this money that you currently getting with this at this current company, and they rather lie and do all kind of stuff and put other people on pedestals and not focus on you, got you like, oh no, I need to find something else, because y'all leaving me very out in the cold and empty and misinformed and everything else. And this is, if you're going for a new job, you want to remove this feeling that when you get with these employers, you put all this effort in it and you still end up being same old, same old. You know what I'm saying? So let's go and keep it moving. Five of Swords in reverse. Yep. Let's start with the relationship thing first. Libra, you could be doing this to somebody. Somebody could be doing this to you. This person that you in a relationship that's in, I ain't saying that they don't fight for their relationships. They have a stand back approach. That's what I'm hearing. They got a stand back approach when it comes. Once they get in a relationship, they just let the horses loose, and it just does what it does, and they deal with it as it's going. That's what I'm hearing. Libra, you could be doing this, or you doing this to they doing this to you, or this cheating thing that from this third party thing is that they wasn't going to win on the situation. It was almost a clear cut. They got cheated on. It was what it was, and they had to move on past it. That's why I'm here. Libra, they did this to you. You did this to somebody else. If it's a job thing, you're going to go and put your head into another job that's making it feel cold. You're not going to invest no more time. That's what I'm hearing. You're not investing no more time or energy, or you're going to even try to fight to make this job environment work in your benefit. That's what I'm hearing. You ain't gonna even try to make it a winning situation there. You want to find something new and just start fresh and over again. If it's you going for a new job, you want something that's gonna be fresh and new. That's what I'm hearing. Fresh and new. No dicey moves to earn a coin. You want it fresh and new, and you want it clean cut. That's what I'm hearing. Yep, Five of Wands. Okay. Let's start with the job thing. If you're currently on a job, they wearing you down with this nickel and diamond fighting around the office. You know what I'm saying? You may have coworkers pinning stupid stuff on you. That's what another thing. It's like they're backstabbing you and throwing you under the bus. That's what I'm hearing. They throwing you under the bus and using you as their scapegoat on some stuff. Well, yeah, I know you gave me the assignment, but I couldn't do it, so I gave it to somebody else, and it's his fault or her fault. That's what I'm hearing. You know, they passing the blame on, and they do it way too often. And it's changing your feelings. You ready to move because it's changing your feelings about it. If you getting into a new job, you're gonna be in an environment with hella little kiki going on. If you're trying, they gonna be kikiing about some small knick-knack stuff that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You know what? They gonna be kicking in on stuff that is not even worth wrapping your head around. And it keeps going on at this new company you're going for or whatever. If it's a relationship, Libra, they doing this to you, you doing this to them. The last relationship they was in had a bunch of little argumentation in it. That's why they probably got cheated on. The person, either you're talking to them or you did this to somebody. You was knick-knacking all these little situations in the relationship to death that it made the person go out the door and find somebody else. So it is what it is. I mean, you knick-knack everything that they was trying to bring to work on the relationship. It got knick-knacked to death. You know what I'm saying? So it is. You did this to somebody, Libra, they did this to you. Eight of Wands. Okay. Let's start with the job thing first. If you are looking for a new job, expect some word to come in. It may not be, what I'm hearing is, it may not be 100% clear, but you're going to get some information about whatever new job you're going to go in. It's like they drop a phone call and instead of them talking directly to you, they leave a voicemail. You listen to it and you're not getting it all the way. So you're going to have to go and call the people or do something to clarify something. That's what I'm hearing. If you're currently at a job, you gathering up all information to make a jump and get up out of that work situation you into, because you're just not feeling it no more. You trying to go to newspapers, get ads, going see what's out in the market. You doing all kind of information gathering. That's what I'm hearing. And you're ready to execute. Or if you was on a current job and you put something in for a new job, expect some information to come back on what you put in. If it's a relationship thing, Libra, they doing this to you or you doing this to them. And I find this odd. Without all the right information on the table, somebody is still going to charge forward with trying to get in a relationship. The problem is, this moving forward seems like it's based on misinformation. Or somebody want to clean up an old relationship and wash it away, so they rushing to move into a new one. Libra, you're doing this to somebody, somebody's doing this to you. You know what I'm saying? Or you got another candidate you talking about and you waiting for that person to call back. That's another scenario that's popping off. The King of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's start with the relationship thing. Libra, you doing this to somebody, somebody's doing this to you. They're ready to make a move, but they're not going to invest nothing in it. They're going to even though you got the Ace of Wands meaning action, but that's action towards something. But once it happens, and if you get this person, they're not going to work on it based on this cheating thing, based on whatever they went through in the past, that the information you're not getting all the way out on, because they was left out cold and on cheat mode. They're not gonna invest nothing. I ain't gonna say they're gonna keep it loose leaf. They're just gonna come off like if you talking to them to be in a relationship, they gotta weigh everything out and stuff, and they're not gonna invest nothing in it right at that moment once you mention it. You could be doing this, Libra, they could be doing this to you. If you're going for a new job and the information come, expect a cheap offer to come to you. They quick to rush cheapness up there. You know, they're going to rush. You may be dealing with a tight company that has a tight restriction or budget, and they're going to be quick to offer you some money, or they're going to be quick to make you the offer. But if you're expecting money to come with it, no, not really. It ain't going to come with a grand scale of money. That's why it may be more than what is making you left out in the cold. But what I'm hearing is, after a while, it's going to put you back in that same feeling again. You know what I'm saying? If you're currently with a job and waiting for a promotion, whatever this promotion or whatever this switch over you're about to do, it doesn't have that much money involved with it. And you could be getting more than one offer, but the problem is some of the offers is coming in, they ain't offering that much of a great thing. Judgment in the upright for the 8 of Wands. When I get these two, the 8 of Wands is a 9 of Wands is a self card. That's a self reflection card. And Judgment. Let's start with this: the relationship first. Libra, you're doing this to somebody, or somebody's doing this to you, or you see this interacting with the other person you're talking to, or they see it in you. That yourself, you. My grandmother had a word for it, but it'll come up. You're downplaying yourself. You being self-critical. You going hard on yourself. If you listen to all these qualities of what makes you good to be in a relationship or whatever, you being self-critical of yourself. That's what I'm hearing. You being self-critical of what you can bring in a one-on-one relationship. Libra, they see this in you. You see this in them. You putting yourself at a high bar. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hearing. You putting yourself at a high bar now. And maybe you're doing this because of this cheating and out of the cold thing. So now you kind of putting up different standards and bars on people and yourself to be in a one-on-one relationship. Libra, you're doing it to somebody doing it to you, or you going through this now, or that other person's going through this. If it's a job thing, you being real critical of what your skills is paying. If you're going for a new one, you being real critical of what a job is going to offer you and what you're going to get paid for your skills that you list on your resume, and you being real judgmental on what these offers is coming to you. That's what I'm hearing. If you're already on a job, what it's saying is that you when you trying to move up out of this job, it's showing me that you have determination to do it. You're going to list all your stuff. You may put your head in. You don't like the feeling at this job, but you're going to be real adamant to bust up out of this company that you're currently working for because of what is going on, or this feeling that the work environment is giving you. That's what I'm hearing. Yep. The world in the upright for the five of Pentacles upright. Let's start with the job thing first. This job that you're going for, say it's a new job and it don't have much money, and I said it may have more money to take you out of this feeling. It's going to give you something different when you enter the work environment. It may not give you the coin you want, but it may build a certain skill, or the tie would. You may not feel the effect of the money right then and there if you rush up into it, but eventually when you stay there a little bit, give it a little bit of time, stuff is going to start to change. Your money environment will change, but you have to, it may not be much, but you will notice the subtle changes that's happening in your environment once you take this new job or whatever. That's all it means. And that works if you already on another job and you switching out. If you take it, eventually the tides will turn. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody is already on a job and they switching out of one, it's not money is going to change. What it is the feeling of what is happening around you at your workplace is going to change for the better. So if this is a relationship, Libra, you're doing this to somebody, you're doing this to them, it feels like by you holding all these high bar marks on yourself of what you want in a relationship, or this other person is doing it, they want to feel a physical change in their relationship. That's what it is. And they're hoping that by them taking this new stance and introducing this new way about how they fit in a relationship and what they can bring, and being self-critical about themselves, will bring a positive effect to a one-on-one union. Libra, you're doing this to somebody, somebody's doing this to you. Yep. The Queen of Cups in the upright. Let's start with relationship first. So, what this is showing me is, if you, Libra, you could be doing this, they can be doing this to you, or this is a feeling that y'all going through. If you was cheated on, you starting to recover from it. You starting to get your feelings back to either get in another union, or the person you're talking to after this old relationship had the cheating and out cold, they're nurturing your feelings back to a comfortable stance to start to pursue to be in a one-on-one relationship. You feeling more at ease around this other person you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? Libra, you're doing this to somebody, somebody is doing this to you. If it's a job thing, what it's saying is, let's start with the transfer from a current job into something else. Your feelings is going to return back. You're going to start to take more heart into the new job you're getting into. And that can work the same way if you're getting into a new job. Just got an application filtered out and went to a new job. As everything is changing around you, your emotions is going to change around you of how you feel about what the job is giving you emotionally via versus what they're giving you physically or in a coin kind of way. Seven of swords in the reverse. Okay, let's start with the job thing. You going to transfer from the current position that you in, or you're going to put in a new application. You coming honest of what you want. You sat back and thought and been self-critical about your skills that you could bring to the table, and you coming to these employers, or you try and get this promotion, and you're being honest. You being honest. You being honest. I need to get out this situation. I'm not feeling this job. Blah 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 blah. And this is what I can offer. What is you gonna pay? Blah 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 blah. I usually get this, but because of the circumstances, and I want to get up out of there, I'm willing to kind of bend a couple cent to leave that situation. You know what I'm saying? If you want my skill. That's what I'm hearing. If it's a relationship thing, whoever got Libra, this could have been happening to you. It could have been happening to the person you're talking to, that they got cheated on and they was tired of cheating. They want people to come to the table honest and clean of what their true intentions is about getting in a one-on-one relationship. You know what I'm saying? They want the emotion, but they want somebody clean and honest. Just drop it on the table and let it be. Libra, they see this in you, you see this in them. The information, you being real honest to this person that was damaged, you know what I'm saying? And they feeling comfortable about that because you coming clean to the table knowing that what you want is kind of building some confidence, or they having a second idea of what they want in a one-on-one relationship. Libra, they doing this to you, you're doing it to them. Wow. 10 of swords in the upright for the 8 of wands. Yeah. For the job thing first. If you're currently trying to switch up out of job, you're over it. What I'm hearing is you took too much for too long. You let too much stuff slide. You let too much people's attitudes do way too much around you. And you was the punching bag at the job and you're over it. That's what I'm hearing. You're over it. You done with it. It's like, I'm done. I'm ready to move on. I'm done with you people. I'm not finna hear y'all no more. I'm not even trying to. I'm moving on to the next thing. I'm trying to leave you from behind. I'm not trying to do you like that. So that's what I'm hearing. If it is a job, Libra, they could be doing this to you. You could be doing this to them. If it's a job thing, you're over it. You're over it. You just over it and you're ready to go. If it's the relationship thing, I think I screwed up. But if it's the relationship thing, whoever was in this situation, they hit a breaking point. They hit a breaking point that they became fed up and tired, and they just got broke down so much mentally that they just had to leave the situation. Libra, you did this to somebody did this to you, and whoever they talking to, they still being skeptical. That's what I'm hearing. They still being kind of skeptical. Even though their emotions is coming back, they still being skeptical of what somebody is telling them to be in a one-on-one relationship. Whoever you talking to or what you been through, it must have damaged you to a point that it screwed. I ain't saying it screwed your head. It has you confused on how to read other people. That's what I'm hearing. Let's go and keep it moving. Five of Cups for the Ace of Wands, the Pentacle. Let's do this. Let's start with the relationship first. Libra, you doing this to somebody, somebody is doing this to you. Whoever was in the past, they was quick to rush into a relationship. And when they got into the relationship, they was getting all hurt and beat up. And then they leave the relationship. They leave the relationship, find a new one, and they're still going over the stuff that happened from them in the past. They're caught in the mental loop of old things. That's what I'm hearing. They keep going over the old things and they can't focus on nothing new. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to starting up a one-on-one relationship, they crying over the old relationship. Even if they get in a new relationship, they still crying about the old one. Libra, you're doing this to somebody, somebody's doing this to you. You know what I'm saying? If it's a job, you're trying to transfer out of a current job you're working at, you can't get over how this company is treating you. That's what I'm hearing. You can't deconnect on what that job did to you. That's what I'm hearing. And maybe you was there for a lot of years and you felt that you gave them all you did and got the short end of the stick, but you can't let that go to move on to this new thing. It's kind of bleeding over to you going into this new job. That's what I'm hearing. If it's a job that you just applied raw for and just went to it because you was out of work for a while, what I'm hearing is, and this is more of a corrective thing, you're trying to correct the whole thing. You're trying to disconnect from the old feelings of the last job. That's what you're trying to do. But it's hard to shake it, kind of. You know, it's hard to shake it for some reason. Like you went from, let's just say, working at Walmart to working at Home Depot. We'll just put them two scenarios. You're still trying to carry over that Home Depot, that Walmart stuff into Home Depot. It's just not going to work. You have to kind of disconnect from that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're entering a whole new work pattern. That's what I'm hearing. You know, that's all I have for it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go and keep this moving. Nine of Cups in the upright. Okay, let's start with the relationship first. Libra, you're coming off like this. This person you're talking to is coming off like this. Coming off as negative Nancy. That's what I'm saying. They wishing for all this stuff, but with the self-critical card and judgment, they're coming off negative. They're just coming off negative on an outlook of getting into a relationship. Or they looking at their qualities that they can bring into a relationship as negative attributes. That's what I'm hearing. You know, they have, what I'm hearing is they have a self-pity thing going on. I don't know. Hit my comment box, but I don't know who you're talking to. They got a self-pity thing. They super critical, but they been damaged so much. They may got into a relationship, and I'm gonna be honest, that the other person made them feel inferior. That's what I'm not gonna say like dominated kind of thing. It was just, it seemed like it was happening at like small stages. It was like chipping away at them to stay, just to make them feel like they was not worthy for somebody else. This was what I'm hearing. It's ringing real hard. My ear is ringing on it. So Libra, you're coming off like this. You may have came off like this with somebody in the past. They came off like you like this somewhere in the past. Or the person you're talking to, you see that in them, or they see that in you. That they have this low self-esteem about being, when they get in a one-on-one relationship, they feel it's going to be negative. They feel they're going to have, they contributing something negative to the relationship. I ain't going to say it is what it is, because you could turn that around. If it's the job thing, what I'm hearing is you're not keeping it light when you go to these other jobs, or you're applying for these other jobs. Let's just say you're applying for another job. You being so self-critical, you measuring yourself up to paper words. That's what I'm hearing. You measuring what you know against paper words, and it's causing a conflict about you moving to these jobs or how you gonna fit at these new workspaces. That's what I'm hearing. If you're currently trying to bounce out of a job, what I'm hearing is that you having a negative outlook on what's going to happen. That's what I'm hearing. You're having a negative outlook of what's going to happen and how you're going to move forward from where it stands you at now. That's all I'm hearing. This page has been coming up, the Page of Cups. Let's start with the relationship first. I'm going to do it like I did the last reading. You like this person. I don't know if you like this person. Libra, they may be doing this to you. You may be doing this to them. You liking this person, but I can't tell if you really like them or you like them out of sympathy. I don't know. Maybe this person likes bringing all this weird stuff to a relationship so they can always be the sympathy. They can always get sympathy in the relationship. That's a weird one. I mean, people do it, but that's what I'm hearing. You like the person, but I can't tell if you really want to go full engage with this person, and I can't tell if your like is a love or sympathy or I ain't gonna say feel pity for the person. No, that's something totally different. But sympathy for the person, and the sympathetic part of yourself is levitating you to this person. Libra, they doing it to you, you doing it to them. If it is a job thing, it's just saying that you're going to start thinking about you're going to start to put a little more heart into, one, finding new jobs or whatever. Number two, you're going to stop being as self-judgmental and on the situation at your job towards yourself and how you fit up in it. That's what I'm hearing. Your emotions are going to change a little bit for yourself to move forward to get another job. And that could be you trying to do a transfer at a job you're working at or going into a new one that you put a raw application in. So let's go and get the last row in. Yeah. The Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's start the relationship thing. I keep hearing that either you went through this, Libra, or the person you're talking to went through this. You could be doing it now. They could be doing it to you now. That this person is chipping away at this person. Self-esteem, that's one. And they keeping the person kind of isolated, don't want to work with them with this relationship, chipping away at their emotions, basically. Got the person running around while this person is running out doing whatever they want, jumping and cheating on them. They've been used to this pattern. Wow. They've been used to this pattern because this is the type of relationship. They rush into these relationships with broke people that want to bring all these little knick-knack fighting and tear their emotions down. That's what I'm hearing. Libra, you're doing this to somebody, or somebody's doing this to you, or you see this happening to the person you're talking to, or they've been through that and they seen it that you've been through that. That you was in a relationship in the past that was just chipping away at your self-esteem and ego. That's what it is. I mean, that's all I can see. And the person you have was taking that they was in a relationship that they took a one-sided stand. I mean, that person that they was in a relationship was one-sided. Libra, to you, them to you, you to them. If it's a job thing, you got two cards of isolation too on the job thing. Let's go with, if you're going for a new job and you apply for a straight raw, you're going to have to you're going to be isolated for a minute. You know what I'm saying? or this job that you getting into is a self-oriented job. You know what I'm saying? You could be with the Ace of Wands, you could be starting a business too. You could be starting a business too. And it's going to just take all your self energy to make it fulfilled. That's another thing I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying? If it's a job you're going for, it's just saying you're going to be isolated and not get no help from no other coworkers or whatever. And you might be happy with it, you know, because you may have did something in the past and it had too many people in it and it messed you up. So you rather just be self-isolated at your job anyway, and that you feel comfortable with that. If you transferring out of a job, you may be trying to get out of the group thing into a singular thing, or you might be trying to muster up the power and stuff and see the pros and cons, or seeing this is also seeing the pros and cons of an idea you have. You may be trying to start a business on your own and moving forward with it, but it's kind of you being self-critical about what your business is going to offer, or what your services is going to be, or what you're going to charge for a fee or whatever. You could be working those issues out and you being self-critical about what you're putting on and what you're going to charge and do all this stuff if you're trying to start your own business. Let's get the cards and keep it. There you go. That's what I was saying. 9 of Cups. Let's start with the job thing. If you're going to a new job, you're going to get what you asked for. You're going to get what you asked for. This is showing me that you got to wash out old stuff and be persistent in the now. And if you do that, you're going to get your wish of what you want. It may not be more money, but it's a mental stability in the work environment that you're looking for. That's what I'm hearing. If you're going for a transfer to a job, they may like you working singular or whatever and stuff, and you kind of cool with it, but you still getting what you're asking for. You know what I'm saying? And if it's a relationship thing, Libra, they see this in you, you see this in them, or this may be happening. You may be hoping, or this person may be hoping that you can work with them even with all this damage they went through. They wishing that you would come and help them out and kind of help them navigate their emotions so they can be in a one-on-one relationship. You may be doing this now with the person, and eventually you might be a person sitting back and saying, I wish he or she will turn around. I'm trying to work with them, but I wish they'll turn around. What's going to happen is eventually they is going to turn around. That's what I'm hearing. They mood and stuff, and them dealing with this old stuff and carrying it with them will eventually wash away. They just ain't hit the light of it yet. That's what I'm hearing. They may see this in you, Libra. Libra, you see this in them. There you go. You picking up momentum. The 4 of Swords in the upright. Let's start with the job thing. You're keeping it moving. That's it. That's it. This is either you getting a promotion at a current job, or you're going to a new job that you filled out the paper straight raw. You're keeping it moving. You in action mode. You know what I'm saying? You're now mentally game up to take everything. You probably already rested up from all this damage that's been jumping off with you. And now you're ready to go. You gamed up. Now your mind is working right. Now you're ready to engage with what is being offered to you versus your skills, what you want to get paid for. You sat back and ironed out all these details. Now you're ready to spring forward. That's what I'm hearing. That's either on a promotion or getting a new job. If you are in a relationship, Libra, they doing this to you. You doing it to them. When I said they're going to eventually turn around, that's what that card is. They took their time out. You probably helped them along the way. Eventually, they're going to come around. They seen the light. They took their rest and seen the light on what was happening with them. And I'm thinking they're coming to terms with it. They coming to terms with it, and they dealing with it as they is dealing with it. what I'm seeing in here is it's going to be a minute because it's going as it was put on them. It's going. I'm hearing as it was put on them. It's going to take as much time to take it off them. You know what I'm saying? And that's an individual choice if you want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? You want to invest in it. You know what I'm saying? Or you want the person to work it out. The person could have been working this stuff out on their own and they ready to reemerge. You know what I'm saying? And you probably gave them that time away to do that. And now you hoping they come back and now they came back with a recharge about themselves. That's cool. Libra, they see this in you, you see this in them. The six of swords in reverse. Okay. Now they may be ready. Let's start with the relationship thing first. They having trepidation still. If you're trying to get in a one-on-one relationship with them, Libra, they see this in you. They see in you see this in them. They see this in you. They have trepidation. They ain't moving as fast as you think to get into a relationship. And if they've been damaged like this, of course, they're not gonna just run and go gun ho. They did the gun ho thing. I feel they did the gun ho thing and got in trouble. That's what I'm hearing. They did the gun ho thing. They took the first person that popped up, and then they ended up in this bad relationship. So now they got up out of it, and now they want to take it slow. They not moving just yet. You know what I'm saying? They're thinking about the idea of it. You know what I'm saying? But they're not moving fully engaged to get back into a one-on-one relationship. They see this in you, Libra. Libra, you see this in them. If it's a job and you waiting for a transfer or doing this and you got it or whatever, you're going to be stationary at this old job or old position for a hot minute, you know, before the transfer kicked over and you move on. If it's a job thing, before they'll bring you on, it's going to be a minute. Because it may be some paperwork they trying to fill out or do a bunch of stuff or tie up some old odds and ends of other candidates that they had hired previously and they hired you, but they doing it systematically. So you can't rush to that new job just yet. That's it. That's all I'm hearing. But eventually you will. The chariot upright. Let's start with the relationship thing first because this is getting kind of juicy and hot. What it is this person sat back. Either Libra, you did this or they did this to you. They sat back, thought, internalized why they was going through all this damage stuff in this past relationship or whatever and why they was cheated on and all this old different scenarios. They came to terms with it. Now they're ready to move. They'll be ready to move by the end of March. I'm telling you, they're going to hit full throttle on it. Because I think they feel that you is a good, emotional, supportive person. That's what I'm hearing. Now, I'm not saying lick their ego or nothing, but they feel that you are a supportive person and they will take that more than anything else that somebody offering them, especially after they've been damaged. You know what I'm saying? By somebody else. They will take that. That's a good ground to start on. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to go and rush with that. Libra, you're doing this to somebody, somebody's doing this to you. If it's a job thing, when that door opens, you're going to rush to it. That's all I'm saying. You may be wishing this job that you won't call 9 times out of 10. I ain't going to even say 9 times out of 10. I shouldn't be doing those numbers like that. How about 7 out of 10 that they call back? You get what you want, you're going to rush ahead and drop this old company with this old feelings. That's what's going to happen. And that works if you're going to get a new job and applying for it straight raw. When they call back with that information and give you something that you was hoping for, to bring about this change of your current environment, feeling like you ain't getting paid enough and you always struggling, you're going to rush to it and snatch that job up. It is what it is. Yep. You're going to snatch that job up. Five of Pentacles. This is really good because you started out with Five of Pentacles in the upright. Now the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Let's start the job thing. You going to this new job. Remember, I said earlier in the reading that if you get your foot in this new job, that feeling of not making it, you making it from paycheck to paycheck and stuff, it's going to end. It's going to end. You're going to drop that feeling of, you're going to feel real good about yourself, and you're going to drop that feeling of struggling. Feeling like you're struggling, or feeling like you don't have nowhere to turn if you get into a tight situation. You're going to have enough to provide for yourself. That's what I'm hearing. That you would have enough to provide for yourself. And I ain't going to say you won't have a super worry, but it's going to minimize the worry of, I call it the worry of survival. You know what I'm saying? That you're going to get the money you want and be comfortably cool, and you can have money off and on to get things that you want or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hearing and stuff. And that's including if you transfer into a new job that you don't like the environment, or they paying you less, you're going to get what you asked for, and that feeling is going to be gone of being left out in the cold or stabbed in the back or whatever is going to be jumping off. Hey, that's good. If this is a relationship, I'm going to tell you this, that emotion of being left out in the cold, whatever you doing to this person to get them to be in a relationship and they're levitating to it, I hate to tell you it's working, because they, by the end of the month, if you're talking to the same person, they're going to feel, and you gave them enough time to work on their stuff and analyze their stuff on their own, they're going to drop the feeling of feeling left out in the cold. They're going to feel nurtured. It's just one trepidation is they have to learn how to let go of this old relationship. That's all it is. The old memories of that old relationship. Libra, you have to do it. They have to do it to you, or y'all both working together once you get into a one-on-one to get in a relationship to kind of chip away at certain layers that was done to the person from the last relationship. And that's pretty good. So let me go ahead and shake my dice and see how this is going to play out for the weeks to come. You know, and this is March, so it should be taking off real good for everybody in March. Oh, 8. 8 days, 8 weeks, 8 months. So this is how this scenario would be playing out in your life. So go ahead and hit subscribe. Go ahead and thumb the video up or down. You could leave your comments at the bottom and see if it related to you. And I will talk to you later.